AMD has filed a patent for AI-based image enhancements for their Fidelity FX Superresolution technology. And additionally, we have seen mesh shaders in action. And in today's video, we are going to discuss what that all means for Xbox, their toolset, and the games. Hello gamers from around the world, this is Archimedes, the video game enthusiast from Germany, and today we are going a little bit nerdy. I was thinking, with E3 around the corner and a lot of games talk that will come up over the next weeks, I want to do one more video about a tech-focused topic, before we go crazy with all the announcements that are inbound. And as always, I'm trying to break tech talk down in understandable words so that every gamer can appreciate the technology and tools that will power the games in this generation that has only just begun. So today we are talking about AMD's Fidelity FX suite, more particularly about their super resolution tool that helps to increase the quality of lower resolution images, kinda like the DLSS technology from Nvidia. In addition to that, we will talk about their demonstration from Nvidia of mesh shaders in action. They have shown an impressive demo of mesh shaders that ran on an RTX 3060 Ti graphic card, and this is interesting for Xbox fans because we know that Xbox Series consoles have those mesh shaders as well, but we have not seen them yet in action. But before we go through all of that, I want to ask you for a favor. If you watched this video and end up enjoying yourself, then please consider to hit the like and subscribe button and maybe even turn on the notification bell to not miss out on future content. This doesn't cost you anything, but it helps my channel more than you think, and I would greatly appreciate your support. So let us talk about AMD's Fidelity FX suite. For those who don't know, you can think of this as a toolbox from AMD that lets developers use different technologies to enhance the image quality when they are using RDNA GPUs. This contains technologies like a denoiser that allows, for instance, to use less computational resources when using ray tracing and still get a decent image. There's also variable rate shading in there that allows developers to prioritize certain pixels. There is a technology in there that is called contrast adaptive sharpening, which increases the contrast, especially in HDR games, and a lot more. Today we want to talk about the Fidelity FX Superresolution. Probably everyone has heard about checkerboarding, where for instance a 1080p or 1440p image is increased to a full 4K resolution. Now this super resolution technology has the same base idea, increase the quality of a low-res image, but not just through upscaling, but with a more sophisticated approach that does not give any artifacts in an image. AMD has heavily teased the super resolution technology when they revealed their RDNA 2 graphic cards for PC. That's the footage you can see running here. The thing about this technology so far was that AMD has clearly stated that this technology can work without machine learning, meaning without the use of an AI. We also know that AMD worked very close together with Microsoft to bring not just the super resolution technology but the entire Fidelity FX toolset with dedicated APIs into DirectX 12 Ultimate. With that, it was automatically customized for the Xbox Series consoles, which are using the RDNA 2 architecture and DirectX 12 Ultimate. By the way, since we know that PlayStation 5 does not have all RDNA 2 features and Sony is not using DirectX 12 Ultimate, we don't know if this will be also available to some degree on the PlayStation 5. That's why I'm referring in this video always to the Xbox Series consoles. And by the way, end of April at the developer conference from Microsoft called GameStack Live, they announced that Fidelity FX is now available to all developers. So that technology is available to developers for a good month now. And the thing is that we haven't seen it in action on consoles yet. Obviously this is coming, but it takes time for developers to adopt. Now the big question out there was if this AMD technology can compete with DLSS from Nvidia, especially with DLSS 2.0, the state-of-the-art upscaling technology from Nvidia. They have achieved impressive results, and the main reason for that is that Nvidia is using an AI-based technology to upscale lower-res images. They have dedicated silicon called Tensor cores in their graphic cards to support this machine learning based technology on a hardware level, and the results are so impressive that you can barely tell a difference between a natively rendered image and an upscaled one. Now we know that RDNA 2 and with that our Xbox consoles have also dedicated silicon to hardware accelerate the upscaling technology. They don't have the same tensor cores as Nvidia, but still, dedicated silicon allows us to use super resolution without taking away the regular GPU power. Now recently a patent was published from AMD that suggests that AMD Fidelity Fidelity FX Superresolution includes a variety of conventional neural network architectures which perform super resolution by upscaling images using linear functions. In other words, super resolution can use an AI-based upscaling, and with that super resolution is able to preserve the original information of the image while upscaling the image and improving fidelity. Okay, why is this so exciting? Well, the results from DLSS 2.0 are very impressive. Images at, let's say, 1440p can be increased to full 4K without losing any details, getting blurry or whatnot. If AMD can come with their technology in the same ballpark as Nvidia remains to be seen when we finally see Fidelity FX Superresolution in action, but with an AI-based upscaling technology, the chances are way better than ever before that this technology will provide similar results. This could mean that developers can save a lot of computational resources when they are using technologies like, for instance, ray tracing or better particle effects, more details, better physics simulation, better AI or whatnot in games without sacrificing frame rates. So very good stuff here, my friends, and this recently published patent from AMD has me even more excited to finally see AMD's tool suite in action, and let's hope that we will get a first sneak peek at E3 what developers can do with technologies like Fidelity FX Superresolution. But let's move on. Another thing that happened in the nerdy world is that we have seen a first look at mesh shaders in action. Let me elaborate. In the lead up to the launch of the Xbox Series consoles, mesh shaders have been heavily advertised not just by Microsoft but also by the fan base as being one of the RDNA 2 features. But then nobody talked about this anymore, and the reason for it is probably that they are very hard to explain. So let me try. Some of you might know, one of the key factors in providing a super detailed object in a video game is that you cover the surface of your object with a lot of triangles. The amount of triangles on your surface or mesh basically defines how rich your details on the surface are. That's why in the latest Unreal Engine 5 demo, for instance, Epic highlighted that they can put 1 to 2 million triangles on each object in a certain scene. Now, mesh shaders can basically output triangles in the rendering pipeline by themselves. To understand what that improvement means, we have to go back a bit in time, because the traditional rendering pipeline that we have even today started 20 years ago. At that time, hardware worked a little bit different than today, and back in the days, so-called vertex shaders were introduced. They worked really well, but limitations have come up over the years, and so a lot of other shaders were introduced into the rendering pipeline. And you don't have to be an expert to see that this will eventually lead to complications, because it gets really complicated, and that the rendering pipeline with mesh shaders looks a lot cleaner and simpler. This is huge for performance, because you can save a lot of RAM. Okay, I don't want to go too much more into detail, but these mesh shaders will change a lot when it comes to rendering. Now, we still have not seen mesh shaders in action on the Xbox consoles and its AMD hardware, but Nvidia recently has demonstrated a super impressive demo that ran at 4K 60 FPS on an RTX 3060 Ti card. Now, this is not a super duper high-end GPU. This GPU is in the ballpark of the Xbox Series X. And before the PC elites come at me, I know the RTX 3060 Ti probably has the advantage because of the previous mentioned DLSS technology, but taking that out, it is in the same region plus minus a few percent, of course, like the Xbox Series X. Okay, and with that computational power, Nvidia has demonstrated a demo of mesh shaders that ran at 4K 60 FPS and rendered the scene you can see here with 1.8 billion triangles, which is an insanely high number. You can see an incredible amount of detail on each and every object in that scene, and again, it does not run on a super duper high-end PC. This is truly impressive and has made big waves in the tech scene. It has also shown that AMD seems to be a little bit behind with their toolset when compared to Nvidia, but hey, during these troubled times with the pandemic, basically everything is delayed, and those awesome technologies will come to AMD graphic cards and the Xbox Series consoles really soon. Okay, so let's wrap it up. I wanted to put this out there that you can see that we have not even touched close on what the Xbox Series X and S can do in the next couple of years when developers really start to fully utilize the capability of the machines that we have bought for $300 or $500 respectively. Tech demos like this are only the beginning. AMD has yet to show such a tech demo of mesh shaders, but again, with E3 around the corner, I hope that we will get the first glimpse into the future of what we can expect on our Xbox Series consoles over the next couple of years. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can now become a channel member. This will grant you access to custom-made badges and emojis, and even better, Tier 2 channel members can get early access to my videos. If you want to learn more about the channel membership, just hit the join button and you will find all the infos you need. And let me thank those who are already members. I am truly humbled by your support. You power this channel. And now let me know in the comments down below, what do you think about AMD Fidelity FX Superresolution? Do you think we will see mesh shaders in action at E3? And besides here on YouTube, you can also hit me up on Twitter, where I share a lot of opinions and gaming discussions. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I see you the next time, and game on!